10 sessions in. Mm-hmm. We're basically pros.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Sorry, we've had like a really exciting 10 minutes before starting our stream with like, there's a block party right outside, but then it started pouring the rain. So we assumed that probably got ruined. But anyway, here we all are for a one-on-one revision, or it's not a revision. That sounds mean. A rewriting or reworking, I don't know, of Descent into Avernus set in our homebrew world of Eldura, which is a time that's kind of steeped in war between most of the major kind of city-states and kingdoms. But that is a kind of smaller microcosm of a war between a set of kind of fringe deities who are very powerful and elemental titans and other deities. So cool.
It's busy.
There's a lot going on in Eldura. So Jonathan, Honey, Gareth, would you like to bring us in?
I will bring us in, but first I have to mention that our stream is sponsored by Buried Heroes, Beth's new novel. Buried Heroes tells the story of a world of high fantasy, magic, and nature that teeters on the brink between light and darkness. Ancient forces awaken and new heroes rise to the occasion. But this time, can they prevail? Find out in this exciting first-in-series novel packed with druids, pirates, werewolves, and more, and you can purchase Buried Heroes wherever books are sold or at bethballbooks.com. It's really your preference. Ooh, and the second one is coming soon.
The second one is going for its copy edit soon.
It's basically done.
But you can, if you want to sign up for my newsletter and be part of the Shout Out Enclave, you can do that on my website and get the prequel novella Aurora for free. And if you would prefer to simply purchase the ebook, you can now do that on all the major stores. And soon we will have physical copies of Aurora available as well.
Yeah. Do you want to tell everybody about how wonderful our patrons are?
Yes. Patrons, thank you. So you guys are the sponsors as well as the kind of impetus and inspiration behind our stream. We're so grateful to each and every one of you. And this week we hit a really cool milestone on our Patreon. I think it was around this time last night. So thank you all so much. So we'll be adding a really fleshed out location to the monthly adventures. And so depending on where the adventure takes place, if we already have done a location for that, it'll be a location for somewhere in Azuria. And we really want this to be supplements that will work in our homebrew world, or if you want to play in your own and you need a dwarven city or an elvish capital or something, that it'll be really easy for you to kind of take and adapt those things. So there will be adventure hooks, locations, NPCs, and all of those sorts of things. So we hope that you guys enjoy those. And yeah, thank you. And in case we forget, also, if you're enjoying this stream, please like or subscribe or follow. Hello.
Wonderful. Do you want me to do my Gareth thing?
Yes.
I'm Gareth Stosdak. Heretofore a mild-mannered blacksmith plying my trade in the middle ring of the city of Respite, trying to grow a business and keep my head low and get on by. Recent events have thrown my life quite into confusion, distress. Everything's gone crazy. When I learned that the city that my son has enlisted in the military with suddenly disappeared, apparently pulled into the negative planes, and so now on a quest to redeem my boy back into the material planes, I've found myself in strange company with Evelyn, I'm going to say operative, an interplanar operative, and Tessina, a witch, and we've traveled to the city of Lismaine, a solar punk forest city wherein we are engaged in figuring out what to do about a warlord, Lucien, before heading out to the Witchwood to find our way to Beacon.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Okay, Gareth, when we left off, you had been talking to Rowan, and you went out into the hall to speak to the orb. You went to talk to Asriel, is that right?
Yes, I conferred with Asriel, and whilst I was conferring with the fallen guardian, right?
So you were talking to Asriel.
Yes, I was talking to Asriel. We talked about Lucien some. Asriel was being kind of coy, and I think as that conversation was concluding, Rowan busted us in the middle of talking to this fallen guardian. Asriel is a fallen guardian, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she busted us, and that's kind of where we left off.
Perfect. Gareth, what are you doing?
And I'll kind of put a sack or a bag, or like pick up the orb and stuff it back in the satchel or something. I was just trying to gather some intel about our quarry.
Mm-hmm. Gareth, do you need to roll a deception check?
That was true. I'll roll whatever you want me to roll, but...
Okay, we'll see how it goes. You're trying to find intel about Lucien?
That's right. See, yours is not the first place that we've been to, and in our journeys, we came across a communication device.
Oh.
Hey, Papa Bam XO is in the chat. It's Friday!
Hello!
We're just getting started. Our internet has been being silly.
It's also on its Friday vacation.
Yeah. You know that we're trying to get to Beacon, and the device that you saw me using, well, it allows me to communicate with the entity responsible for Beacon falling into the negative planes, and I thought perhaps I could learn something about Lucien from this entity.
Oh, that sounds quite serious. Who is the entity?
It's Asriel.
That sphere speaks to Asriel?
I'm not 100% sure how it works, but that seems to be the case. I can focus my intent on speaking to Asriel, and then most of the time it seems that she's kind of hanging out. I've had pretty good success with getting in touch with her.
That's great. I'm glad she has so much free time.
I should ask her how she fills her
sorry,
days.
I was just... Maybe. You might not want to know. Sorry, I was just kind of doing the rounds, but I'll let you get back to the orb.
Rowan.
And she... Oh, yes?
Do you know anything about Asriel?
I do. I think since you're traveling with Evelyn, you maybe should talk to her.
I will do that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
She kind of pats you on the shoulder and walks. Oh, yes?
Rowan, I've been thinking
Yes?
about your offer, and I think I'm ready to make a decision about
Oh.
a tattoo.
Oh, that's great. What did you decide?
Well, I had a vision. I had a premonition. I received guidance
Okay. Mm-hmm.
that I should have a tattoo that allows me to do. Would you be able to do a tattoo that kind of shimmers and wavers on the skin, seeming blurry? And perhaps I could tap into that blurriness.
Okay. And do what with it?
Perhaps I could almost turn ghostly for a very short amount of time.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll work on that first thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our patrons voted for the Ghost Step tattoo.
Cool.
So the Ghost Step tattoo. The Ghost Step tattoo is rare, and the tattoo shifts and wavers on the skin, parts of it appearing blurred. It has 3 charges, and it regains all expended charges daily at dawn. As a bonus action, I can expend one of the tattoo's charges to become incorporeal until the end of my next turn. So it's kind of just for the round. And for the duration of that turn, I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical attacks. I can't be grappled or restrained, and I can move through creatures and solid objects as if they were difficult terrain. If I stop inside of a solid object, I take force damage, and the effect ends, and I'm shunted. That's a word that we don't get to read often enough. To the nearest occupied space, taking 1d10 force damage for every 5 feet traveled.
Cool.
I thought it was pretty cool.
I love that. Thank you, patron.
Yeah. We had some good suggestions. Another one was the Blood Fury tattoo, which would do a crit on a 19 or a 20. Oh no. Yeah.
I can see myself.
Hey,
I can
we're
see
back.
you.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, the Discord's back,
Okay.
so we'll be back on the stream soon.
Okay. I think if you want to just start at the beginning of the other option, if that'll work. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. What the heck and heck?
Is it not starting back?
Hey, here we go.
Yay. Wait, so are we back or no?
It is hard to tell. I think we're back. Yes, we're back.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Sorry, everyone.
Ooh,
I don't understand.
the next patron tier should be more bandwidth or connection, like an IT person or something.
I don't think that will work out.
We can hire a
Spectrum and I have already had some really serious conversations.
Come on, Spectrum. Do better. Okay, so another option that was discussed with the tattoos was the Blood Fury tattoo, which is really cool. This tattoo evokes fury in its form and colors, and you crit on a 19 or a 20, which is cool. Mm-hmm. And if you do the critical hit, then you get extra necrotic damage. And oh, I had this totally confused with another one. Papa Bam Exo suggested the Blood Fury tattoo, and I got confused because I was thinking about the Life Well tattoo. But this is cool. When a creature can see damages you, you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against that creature with advantage on your attack roll. Ooh. That's a good one. But the Ghost Step tattoo won out, and so hopefully Gareth can get Rowan to help him with that.
If you decide, because I feel like our patrons would probably be flexible about it, you could give the one that won to Sina, and the one that came in second to Gareth.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Because that'd be like fun,
I think this
cool flavor
would work
for
really
her.
well for her. Mm-hmm. Dealing with spirits, becoming like incorporeal spirit herself, coming into the spirit realm.
Okay. I'm down.
Okay, we'll run it by them and just see. I think it'll probably be fine.
Cool.
Okay, are you ready?
Let's play some D&D. Internet.
Go really fast because we just have like 30 more seconds. So I'm trying to make the sound start back. Mm-hmm. I think it'll do that in a second. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry. You spoke to Rowan about your tattoo. She went off into the rest of the tree library, right?
Right.
Okay. And her giant direwolf, or Damon Wolf, kind of follows a little bit behind her. Are you shaking your head at me? Or at Carolina?
Carolina's just so loud and like having so much personality behind me.
We're really cool.
Yeah.
She's here to be verdigris.
And verdigris is like huge, right?
Huge, yeah. Not like huge, like capital H huge, like D&D, but just like a 7 foot tall wolf.
Cool. So when Rowan leaves, I'm going to... I had finished my conversation with Azriel, I believe. And so I think I will seek out Evelyn's quarters, like see where she's landed, and then talk to her if that's okay.
You guys are all in the same room. Rowan just has like one room. So you guys are all in that one room.
Got you.
So you went out into the hall. You can go back into her room, and that's where Evelyn will be.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll go find Evelyn and ask to speak with her and give her the option to speak in private if she wants to.
Okay, and it's the middle of the night, so she might be asleep. Meditating. So do you want to go back in Rowan's room?
Yes, and I will nudge her.
Okay. So you go back into Rowan's room, and you see Tessina and Princess Slobberchops kind of cuddled up on the little sofa. Evelyn is meditating in front of the paints and what you now know are the needles and inks. And oh yeah, you can tap her.
Yeah, so I'll tap Evelyn and just kind of put my finger in front of my lips and just gesture her to the side so that we can have a quick conversation.
Okay. What is it? think she's going to gesture for you guys to go into the hall.
Evelyn, so I spoke to Azriel tonight.
Why?
It was my hope that Azriel might be able to tell us something about Lucien. And I didn't learn much, but it occurred to me that I needed to talk with you about Azriel. I don't, seeing as how you're an interplanar, this stuff is, well, what I'm trying to say is that this stuff is very new to me. What are we dealing with here? What do you know about Azriel, and what do you know about the circumstances surrounding her disappearance those years ago?
And you're sure that you want to know?
Evelyn, I think I have to know. It's a matter of life and death, not only for us, but for my boy and for so many people from Beacon. Tell me, please.
I think Evelyn paces back and forth a little bit while she's talking to you. It is, I understand what you mean about it being a matter of life and death now, but it was a matter of life and death then as well. And it's because of how those events transpired that Azriel is meting out her vengeance on Beacon now.
I'm afraid I don't understand. What do you mean?
The Army of Light abandoned the Fae and Guardian forces in the battle in the negative planes. It's why so many survivors came back. But all those, save a few, who were fighting alongside them, Azriel included. Well, Azriel will be one of the few who survived. All the others were wiped out.
No, the Army of Light came back into Beacon triumphant. I had family there. Your history is mistaken. There's a misunderstanding.
I asked if you wanted to know. I had people who were important to me there, too. And lost, well, someone who would have been a family member in that battle. But a little over 100 years ago, the leader of the Army of Light took his troops back from the negative planes, stranding those they left behind, giving them enough time to escape. Azriel's forces were wiped out trying to defend her. And out of that frustration, I suppose, she stayed. I can't tell you how much of it is. I don't know what's happened in the years since. I don't know how long it took Alessandra to get to her, or if it was simply being a leader of, being a guardian and the guardian of her death and seeing all of your forces wiped out and you can do nothing to help them. Might have been too much. I don't know at what point that occurred. We kept watch as best we could for a while, but I mean, if we had anticipated anything like this, we certainly would have done something. But I don't know. I don't know what to tell you beyond that.
Gareth knows, but I'm not sure that I know. Who is the general or whatever for this excursion? It wasn't Rorik, or was it?
No, it was not Rorik. They don't send the. I think they sent a priest with them, but it wasn't because it was too long ago.
Okay.
I think he came into power after that. So General. I'll come up with the name in a second. General something.
General Disarray.
Too silly.
Are you sure?
Oh, General Ezra. General Ezra.
General Ezra. I love it. Okay. And like the official story is that they came back triumphant, having suffered crazy casualties, and now she's throwing into question even the stories that I would have heard from my grandfather. That's right?
So if you recall, your grandfather didn't tell very many stories personally.
Mm-hmm.
And that was true for many of the people who were coming out of that war.
Right. Okay. Cool.
There were plenty of stories told. It's just, at least for you, those stories weren't often told directly.
Okay. You said that you watched as long as you could. Who is we? Who are the Watchers? How do you know that this happened?
Well, I guess because a small part of it that affected my life was part of my responsibility. My sister's fiance was in the Army of Light. She meant to go with many of the other Fae into the battle. And she didn't know, but did what I could to prevent that from happening. And one of my contacts, I guess, had an idea that things would go poorly. And so I helped to create a diversion so that my sister would be called away. And then her fiance still went, and he was one of the ones that didn't come back. I looked into it to make it up to Vaxis as best as I could, but Brendan was taken by the darkness. So as far as I know, his soul was part of the, I guess, bargain to Alessandra. I can't be certain.
Wait, pause, and out of character.
Okay.
This is super exciting. I love Vaxis. I didn't know that she was Evelyn's sister, so that's cool. And so Evelyn's sister survived, but Evelyn's sister's fiance was left behind, or like perished, or his soul got sucked or something.
Yeah. With those who got left behind, it's not entirely, and Gareth would know this too. So those who got left behind, it's a little bit fuzzy what precisely happened to them. And of course it would depend on the person, but having fallen into the negative planes, it kind of would depend on which pocket they fell into, but likely their souls, their persons, like on some level, functionally became currency if they weren't just wiped out altogether.
Okay. Cool. Gareth has a follow-up question. He's kind of reeling a little bit with this alternate history that he hadn't been cognizant of. And he's going to say, Evelyn, what bargain? You mentioned a bargain between Asriel and Alessandra?
I'm sure she made some sort of a bargain for her own life.
And so, in your narrative, Asriel pulling Beacon into the negative planes is a century-old retribution for having been abandoned.
Yes. Or I don't know, when I was thinking about our conversation with Eliza Seymour, that it seems that Azrael may have manipulated Alessandra's plans to some extent and pushed her more toward attacking Beacon instead of Respite, or that Eliza Seymour at least took steps to protect Respite. That's why she hasn't wanted any of the refugees from Beacon, and why she's been wiping them out.
No more.
My guess is that that's true. But my guess is this sickness is some part of her revenge too.
So it would make sense then to wait, Evelyn. Why do you think that why do you think that Asriel is responsible for this sickness? What did Lee's Mane do? Did they also quit the field with Asriel behind?
No, it's the refugees who are in Lee's Mane that are sick. It's refugees who you've seen that are sick. So the people in Lee's Mane, that's okay. So the people who are in Lee's Mane they have their own problems. But you're seeing a different kind of effect or a different type of affliction here than you saw in Respite.
Got you. Okay. Now me and Gareth, Gareth has talked to Asriel today and traveled to a whole new place.
It's a big day.
It's a big heckin' day for old Gareth. Okay. I'm with you.
I know it's a lot to take in.
Are you sure? My grandfather was there. He was part of the triumph and the return.
I saw it. There was no triumphant return. It was a retreat. I'm sorry.
I don't know. And I think Gareth is going to kind of walk off a little bit and just kind of find a balcony or something and take some air. Because it's
it's easy enough for you to find. It's easy enough for you to find an alcove that basically leads directly out into the forest.
So I think he'll spend some time there in kind of contemplation, and then go back to bed and try to get some rest for the day tomorrow. For Lee's Mane.
Okay.
Or Lucien.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, you head back to your room, go to sleep. Will you roll a wisdom check for me while you're sleeping?
A wisdom check? Mm-hmm. I would love to roll a wisdom check. First roll of the night. Here we go. Whoa, bam! 9.
Did you roll? Okay. Later, I'm going to ask you to make a wisdom saving throw for something, and you're going to roll it with disadvantage.
Perfect. What could possibly be going wrong, mysterious DM honey?
Any number of things.
Hey, mysterious DM honey, will you refresh your video so that I can see your pretty face?
Oh, sure.
I've been able to hear you, but I haven't been able to see you, and I like seeing you. Hey.
Wait, where have I been?
Oh, you've just been a couple of spinning blocks that would talk, but
For how long?
it's been a little bit, but I didn't want to mess up your RP flow.
I'm sorry.
It's
But I'm here
okay.
now.
You're here now.
It's so weird because I saw myself the whole time.
I can see clearly now. Okay, so new morning.
New morning. Do you need to take a full rest?
I will. Just to make sure. Take long rest.
Yeah, good idea. Oh my gosh, I clicked on the builder. Oops.
We're going to let Tessina take a long rest. We're both feeling very good. In the morning, Gareth is going to do his Blessing of the Forge on his hammer so that he has...
Cool.
So that he has some crushing power.
Nice. When you do that, Gareth, what does it look like?
I think that Gareth wakes up, and I think that as part of his kind of morning devotions to Vulcan, really, it's I think he would set up his hammer in kind of a place of contemplation, and I feel like he would kind of like sitting on his knees, kind of contemplate the... I don't know, it sounds kind of weird, but like just like contemplate the hammer and the like the elemental magic that happens with forging, right? Like you're bringing earth and fire and air and water like all into this cool cocktail of like actual magic, right? Like to make something. And I think that he would reflect on how his path or like his experiences relate to those different things. So like the core of his being, right, being like the material, and then the flame being the challenges or hardships, but that's necessary, right, to like foster change, and then the air and water to harden or like whatever actually happens with blacksmithing. But like I think it'd be kind of quiet, but I think that's kind of like the lens through which a devotion to Vulcan manifests. Ooh, Papa Bam Exo, I did not get my ink yet, but I think that Gareth is going to go with the Blood Fury one, and we might give Tessina the Ghost Step one, because it feels like flavor-wise, it feels like that would work well for them. Okay, so we wake up.
Yeah, so we wake up. I think that prayer sounds really cool. So, Gareth, while you're doing that, you hear in the background, House is getting ready for today. And Tessina just kind of sings to herself as she's like, fixing her hair and popping around Rowan's apartment and just fixing some breakfast. The Tressum is just kind of like laying on its paw, occasionally flapping its wings.
After doing my devotions in the morning, I would go and scritch Princess Slobberchop's little head, and then catch up with Tessina, and say, big day ahead of us.
Definitely, I think so. Did you sleep so well? Did you have pleasant dreams?
I did. I didn't really dream that much, but yes. Did you?
I did have really interesting dreams. How often does your wife visit you while you're sleeping?
Oh, I don't, I don't know. What do you mean?
I was just wondering.
I think Gareth feels a little uncomfortable with that. Um,
I think that's totally fine. Christina doesn't feel uncomfortable.
how often do your loved ones visit you while you sleep?
Well, not super often, but they are still alive. So I think that they're probably busy sleeping around when I'm sleeping. And it's harder to dream walk. I have like an aunt who can, but she has other people to go see.
Right. Gareth is thinking about how he's suddenly in the company of crazy people and what is he doing here? And I think he just has a kind of a 1,000-yard stare for a second. Like, I was talking to a fallen guardian yesterday and I'm trying to figure out how to go to the negative planes. But then he'll come back to himself and go find some breakfast.
Oh, Tizina's made you something. So she hands you an egg and some tea.
Thank you. Did you learn to cook in the Witchwood?
I did.
What?
It's like not super fancy.
What should we expect there? We came to Lee's Main looking for an easy journey to the Witchwood, and suddenly we're dealing with a crazed warlord and a lingering sickness. Do you have warlords in the Witchwood?
Not really, no. I mean, they might pass through. So it kind of depends on which part of it that you're in. But each of the covens kind of has their own way of doing things. Some people prefer to travel between covens, so some are rather bookish, others work with lots of herbs and tinctures, some work with blood. I kind of avoid those. It makes me a little squeamish.
And your speciality is spirits?
Pretty much, yeah. I can make like some potions and things, but more specialty in the spirits. I'm taking care of Princess Slobberchops.
I multi-class in spirits and slobber chops. That's good. That's good to have range.
And in helping you.
I'm afraid that I will likely need lots of help going forward. Perhaps we should confer with everyone else as we think about what that looks like.
Okay. Do you know where they are?
I don't, but I think Gareth will kind of take his plate and look around and find some people.
Okay. So you go. Okay, you can go back down that main hall, and then you see different groups of people. And you see like some rooms where people are still sleeping. In the main kind of lobby area of the library tree, you see a large ogre who is kind of like holding this little book in his hands. I mean, it would be like it's a normal size book, but and he's kind of like pointing at some of the things, and he's talking to his little halfling buddy about them, and he's wearing a really sparkly headband.
How interesting. So this, I think that Gareth would kind of like stop when he sees all these people, because I don't know that he didn't see very many people yesterday, right?
Right, but you guys got there really late.
Yeah. So I think he'll try to figure out how he's supposed to act going forward, and I think that it's really unusual for him to see a ogre with a sparkly headband, and like evidently being a scholar. And I think that he would say to Tessina, what do you think the chances are that that interesting individual knows where everyone is.
Do you want me to go ask? Let's go ask.
Let's go ask.
She's got Princess Slobber Chops like under the arms, and so his like fat little tressum legs
Like,
are just kind of swinging.
The front hang of like when you pick up a cat like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
can
visualize it perfectly.
I think the wings would drape kind of over her arm. That's the one part I get stuck on a little bit.
So we go over to the ogre, and Gareth says, "Greetings, greetings.
Hello.
I'm not from here, obviously. I've
never seen you before. Nor have I. A halfling, sorry.
Yes, I'm wondering where I can find Rowan and Evelyn. Are Rowan and Evelyn, do they live here?
Rowan lives here.
But Evelyn's kind of running around doing her own thing.
I think she lives in Respite. And did she move to Respite a little while ago? We think she lives in Respite.
It's a nice place.
Except for right now. Why don't you like it? A personal question.
Right. It's fine, I suppose, but I'm looking for Evelyn and Rowan if you can direct me to where they are, and what book are you reading?
1,000 Journeys. It's more like 30 journeys, but 1,000 sounds better.
I suppose it makes it a better title.
Yeah. I could probably read a book that had 1,000. I think you would be too small.
You would need a ladder, Master Halfling.
I think it's a kind of good idea. We just need to write 970 more.
Right. It sounds like you all are going to be busy. Have you seen Evelyn and Rowan?
Yes. They're outside.
Thank you. And, might I ask, I'm Gareth Stosdak, and your names are...
I'm the little one. I'm Henry.
Charming. Thank you for the information. And Gareth will excuse himself.
Little one pats you on the head before you leave. Doom, doom, doom. I really like your sparkly headbands, Tessina says as you kind of pull her away.
Well, all kinds. Isn't that right, Tessina? Let's go find our friends.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. Perception. Ba-da. How about a 19?
Nice. So it takes you just a couple minutes. You kind of wander around to get a feel for the area. You can see outside of this kind of really giant tree that holds this library. And now that it's, you can also see that there used to be some rooms higher up in the tree, but they're not being used quite as much now. But you can see that there are a few settlements kind of out and around the tree also. So some people have kind of laundry hanging out. You see some people cooking outdoors this morning. And it takes just a little bit of wandering for you to happen upon Rowan as she's talking to a family with like this chubby little baby. And Evelyn is with her kind of arms crossed, just watching while they talk. And they both look up and see you all. And they come over.
We'll hustle over to them. Is the family that she's talking to come with them, or do they look sick or anything, or they just seem like a family?
So since you rolled a 19, I'll go ahead and tell you they, as far as you can tell, seem like a family. They do look like the people you saw who seem to live in the forest in spite of living in the closer to that harbor. But so I mean, they seem to be wearing the like kind of mossy clothing.
Okay.
But that you started to kind of recognize the difference between people in mossy clothing and those who are refugees from Beacon. And I forgot to tell you, you did see a few sets of refugees in the building before, but most of them were like they were all, I mean, almost all involved in conversations and things.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll greet our friends and we'll say, do you have a moment to talk about what needs to be done with this Lucien problem?
Yes, I think that'd be great.
Shall we talk here, or should we be worried about prying eyes? I feel like someone's watching me.
Let's go. Let's just walk for a little bit. Oh, that weirdo orb you have. And Rowan just kind of strides off into the woods, and she walks for about 10 minutes. You were worried for a second she might have forgotten what it was you were supposed to be doing. And she kind of stops by. There's this like little pond that's formed from a kind of babbly stream. And she stops you guys there. There's some rocks for everybody to sit on. It seems really nice and pretty.
Perfect. So we have a powwow, and Gareth is going to say, the only plan that I have so far is to entice Lucien or Lucien's lieutenants with the offer of a powerful magical artifact. I'm hoping that doing so will at least gain us entry, and from there I'm hoping that we can maneuver our way into a situation where we can find the information on how to cure this sickness that's afflicting the refugees.
I think your offer will work well. I think it would certainly be enough to get you in through the doors of Idle Passage, but I would recommend that you insist on speaking with Lucien if at all possible, and not dealing with one of his lieutenants. They do plenty of business on his behalf. They know what he wants, but if you're hoping to be tricksy as well as get as much information as possible, that would be my recommendation.
What are the chances that we get in there and then have to escape? Are we talking about is it a castle, or is it a village?
Castle fortress.
Castle fortress.
There's a village attached in a way. He has space for large bands to come through and visit, and there are some people who live there as well.
Do you think it would be possible for you and perhaps Verdigris to be on standby for if we have to make an expeditious retreat?
I really shouldn't be that far away from here. I'll do what I can, and certainly I could come help try to negotiate a way for you to be able to leave. But it's not the sort of place that I think avoid getting trapped.
Yes, plan
I know
A.
that's not very helpful.
Plan A, don't get jammed up, killed, or captured.
There you go. If you're choosing somewhere to get trapped or to not, this is a not.
Right.
Lucien prefers to be called a traitor. So try to avoid the term warlord around him, as I think that will have a negative as well as rather cumulative effect on his ego or vision of himself.
Yes, a businessman, a traitor. Okay.
That's right.
He sounds ego-driven.
Yes.
Well, you hear that, Evelyn?
I'm
You're going to have to be charming.
We'll see.
Tessina, Princess Slobberchops, are you on it? Charming.
We can be very charming.
I believe it.
I think just not too charming would be
a reasonable.
I think setting a fierce deal, making an interesting offer, being intriguing, keeping his interest as best you can, keeping him guessing. Any of those sorts of things you can do. You seem like a very honest person. I feel bad sending you there. If you can avoid offering something that you don't intend to find a way to trade for, then that might be best.
Oh. Okay.
And if you can't, then I just wish you the best luck that I can. How about that?
Perfect. Evelyn, Tessina, maybe we'll start small. Maybe we won't lead with anything that we intend to part with.
We're not going to try to give them Princess Slobberchops, right?
No, Tessina, no. Princess Slobberchops is part of the party. We're a traveling troupe.
Like a show.
Yes, we are. It's a wandering. Yes, exactly that.
The wandering troupe show.
As soon as I learn how to play an instrument, we'll be ready to go.
I can play something.
And Evelyn's on board. That's all we need. Rowan, how do we get to Lucien's manse or keep stronghold?
I'll help you. Are you all ready to go?
Yes. I wouldn't suppose that you'd be ready to sit and do a tattoo or anything before we go, right?
Do you have 8 hours?
Oh. I look at Evelyn and Tessina. Does it seem like we have 8 hours?
Evelyn kind of scowls and says, I think it's best if we do that on our way back.
Right, that's what I was going to say. Carolina just stretched and farted.
Oh no.
It's just too funny.
Are we okay?
Yeah, well, we're feeling much better.
It's her little belly. Good. Sorry, so you can stay and do that if you want. There is some rush and concern for people who are sick, and there's a little bit of a rush for that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna do something that's going to jeopardize Ruby. So,
or baby Ruby, the most important person in Garrett's life.
Not since my dearly departed wife has one person been so important to me.
Oh.
I'm going to ask Rowan real quick before we go, indicating the folks that, or I said, here we go. Rowan, those people that you were talking to when we pulled you away.
Yes.
Are they natives of Lee's Main?
In a way.
They're not attached with the storied glade, are they? Are they scholars?
What do you mean? We're not scholars. We just live in a library.
Oh.
More of a refugee outpost. That's kind that you think of us as scholars.
Oh, I met Little One and Henry earlier, and Little One seemed to be deep into a text, and so here I go making assumptions.
Well, he will be very flattered about that, so I'll be sure to pass it on, and he'll lord that over Henry even more than he already does.
But that person you were talking to, a native of Lee's Main, do they?
I'm sure you noticed when you arrived that there's kind of an overcity and an undercity. This remains a very neutral place, and because of that, it also remains a place where lots of people kind of wash up, if you will. So those who are well connected are able to fall into the upper parts of our society. Many of them have regular dealings with the warlords. Many of them are exceedingly wealthy and don't want to deal with the city-states, and they wish personally to maintain a position of neutrality. Many others born here, born into the forest, or who feel connected to this space, don't have that luxury in the same way, I suppose. But we do what we can for them. And she kind of nods at Evelyn as she says that.
Does Evelyn seem mossy? Does it seem like Gareth thinks that she's like one of those folks that's native of the forest?
No.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. You haven't seen Fae in the people groups. You've maybe seen a couple elves.
Okay. Rowan, do you have a way to support us getting to Lucien's?
I thought I would show you the way.
Perfect. Evelyn, Tessina, Princess Slobberchops, all equally important members of this party, including myself. I kind of give I give Tessina and Slobberchops a wink. Are you ready to go?
We are ready. Ready.
Rowan, at your lead.
All right. Rowan kind of whistles and calls Verdigris. So you see the wolf kind of come streaking past and bound off into the woods. He's just going to check on the kind of surroundings for us. He'll be back. Cool. So you guys are traveling through the woods, and you walk for, I think, about an hour until you come upon a path that leads through the woods, and it's basically kind of almost a dark dirt path, or a way where it's kind of worn between the trees that you can see. Excuse me. And Rowan says, you'll follow this to Idle Gosh, I'm getting everybody mixed up. You'll follow this to Idle Passage, and from there, just hold out till you get to speak with Lucien.
Thank you for showing us the way.
You're welcome. If you're not back in 2 days, Verdigris and I will come get you. One day?
That sounds reasonable. Let's do 2 days in case we just make such a huge impression that we have to stay for dessert.
Okay. It should take you 4 hours to get there. Or so. Try to stay on the path while you travel.
Yes, of course. What could possibly go wrong?
She calls Verdigris back, kind of pops up on his back, and they ride back into the woods.
Okay, cool. So we will walk down, you said Idle Passage?
Yes.
So we will make our way through Idle Passage, and as we go, Gareth is...
Sorry, that's the place where you're going to. The place where you're going is called Idle Passage. First,
We will follow the trail.
I want to hear what Gareth is doing. I just wanted you to know the place names.
Yeah. As we go and follow the trail, I think Gareth is going to say, Evelyn, Tessina, I don't particularly want to part with my new friend. And so I propose that when we speak with Lucien, perhaps I can start to tempt him with maybe something like this. And I take out my potion of fire breath.
Okay.
And jingle it a little bit. And say, like, I don't know how far that will get us, but it may be a start.
I think that could work. I can always call my fox if we need to.
And your fox we could pretend to, like, offer the fox or something, and then you can just, like, yoink him back.
Yeah.
Is that the
or
arcane?
He'd yank himself back.
I'm sorry.
Or he would yank himself back. He's kind of willful.
Is that the appropriate arcane terminology? Yoink?
Sure.
Right.
Do you guys travel through the woods? Make a survival check for me, please.
I would love to make a survival check. Here we go.
Thank you.
How a gentleman's 10.
Okay, cool. You guys are traveling through the woods, and you're gudung, 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 gudung. And all of a sudden, across the path ahead of you, 3 Alcid, who are kind of like maybe centaurs, glide past.
I think that Gareth kind of stops and throws his hands out. And, like the mom reach over for the braking in the car.
Yeah.
The arm brace. And I think that... So they just go flying past and they keep going?
The last one kind of skids to a stop. Hi there. What are you guys doing?
Oh, greetings.
Need help?
We are trying to get to Idle Passage.
Ooh. Okay. Are you sure you're going the right way?
No, but this path, we were told to stay on it.
Oh. What happens if you leave?
I don't know, but I think the person that told us to stay on it meant business, so...
They walk a couple steps closer. What if I push you off of it?
I wouldn't recommend it. We are very resolute. Isn't that right, Princess Slobberchops?
The cat just like glares at the Alcid. All right. And they canter off.
Are we going the right way?
Maybe.
So, Evelyn, why did you leave Leesmain?
I don't think that we need to believe the Alcids necessarily. Well, it seemed time to go work somewhere else.
Different horizons, new challenges.
Yeah. It's been a couple of years.
Tessina, did you know that Evelyn has a sister named Vaxis?
You have a sister? That is so exciting. Does she look like you? Kind of. Tessina pesters Evelyn about her sister for the next 30 minutes. You learn that Vaxis is a little bit older than Evelyn. and you get a description of Vaxis. Orange skin, also has red hair, dark green eyes. And Evelyn talks about how nice and friendly her sister is.
Gareth is interested to know where Vaxis is. Is she in Lee's Main? And do Evelyn and Vaxis still talk? So if that information is revealed during that conversation, Gareth would be interested to know.
Tessina is more interested in really specific details. And so for your 125th birthday, what did you do for your party? So you might need to ask her more specifically yourself.
Evelyn Vaxis, where is she now? What is she doing? Is she here?
No, she doesn't live in Lee's Main. Last I checked, she was in the in the celestial plane. So that's my guess for where she still is.
As we go, if Gareth is able to have a more private conversation with Evelyn, he would ask her, did Vaxis find out about you keeping her from the engagement in the negative planes?
In a way, yes. I don't know that I told her before the whole thing would have come out, I suppose. And so that way she would hear it from me. I told her around when I told her that Brendan had died.
How did you learn that Brendan had for sure died?
Well, things weren't going well in the conflict, and the diversion I sent Vaxis on wasn't quite as long as I had hoped it would be. And so it looked like she might be going back and trying to go into the battle herself to join the forces. And so I went instead. Didn't join or anything, but that was how I saw the retreat. But I just know there were one or two Fae who survived, who had been working closely with the Army of Light. He was a strong believer in Ilona's cause.
So you were there in person that frightful day?
Yes.
Gareth's mind is a little blown. And you're sure that the Beacon of Light Army didn't win?
If they had beaten Alessandra in a battle in the negative planes, don't you think more would have changed? Oh no, we're having a puppy nightmare.
We'll monitor the situation closely. I suppose so. It's not that I disbelieve you or your experience. You have to understand that you live your whole life thinking one thing. And to suddenly find out that might not be the case, it's almost like saying, oh, you thought the sky was blue, and it turns out that it's, I don't know, like, scarlet or something.
And yet every night isn't it a different color?
Gareth will ponder that as we continue down the road.
And Evelyn adds to that too. My sister did something similar after I told her what had happened and went to try to go get Brendan back. I I know it's hard to accept a change in reality, especially one that's unwelcome or uncomfortable. I'm sorry that you had to find out this way or at all, and that your son is having to face any sort of a price for it.
Well, we're going to pull him out of it. It's not his punishment to bear, and one step at a time.
Perfect. So as you guys travel, I'm actually going to pause us here and we'll take our break and then we'll see what happens.
Okay, so we're going to travel forward to Lucien's stronghold, and we'll do that when we come back. Doing like a 15-minute?
Do you want to do a 13-minute? It's 8:22.
Let's do a 13. Wait, so 13 plus 22 is
35.
Perfect. So we'll be back at 8:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Here we go. And we're back with more Tales of Eldura. Making our way through the enchanted dark forest towards Lucien's stronghold.
Dun, dun, dun. Mm-hmm. So, you are traveling along.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Whenever we do a thing, it freaks out.
We need to come up with some buffer things. Oh, hey, so I didn't refresh it this time, but you came back. Can you see me?
I can see you and hear you. Our stream will reconnect in just a second. Okay. Here we go.
Is it reconnected?
No, it's disconnected. And it's working on it.
Okay.
I'm excited to have a combat.
Good. Our little people, I bet.
Okay,
Here
here we
are.
go. Now we're back. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
The combat was so exciting that the internet just died of excitement and fright.
Give me 1 second because I want to get you guys to the combat. Traveling in.
What order am I traveling in?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd say let's do Ticina more up front. And then like maybe Evelyn and Gareth were having that conversation, kind of trailing behind just a little bit.
Okay. So, Ticina, then roll a perception check for me.
All right, perception check for Ticina. Here we go. Perception check. How about a 21?
Wow. That's great. So I forgot to get it I just need to grab a button. Here they are. For our little creature. I wanted something that looks kind of like it.
This is a really pretty map. Did you make this in Incarnate?
I did. So some of it should be familiar because I worked with the map that you made for Out of the Witchwood.
Yeah, I saw this. I love the fly amaranth. Maybe that's what it's called, but the little red speckle mushrooms.
Oh yeah, they're so cute.
And that made me think that maybe it was an Incarnate map. It looks really good.
Oh yeah, this is an Incarnate map, and it's the new battle map style that they have. I think we have the beta version of it. But yeah, I just worked with the one that you had and added some more swirls and lots more trees and got rid of some of the dead things. I was scared I was going to miss a spider web or something because that's not really very fitting for Lee's main, but yeah. Okay, so Christina, you are walking along when with a scream, this medium-sized flying thing with claws whoops down to attack you.
Oh my goodness, can Tessina do anything?
So since she rolled so high on her perception check, actually, let's have Tessina and this thing roll competing initiatives and see if it manages to go before her.
Okay. I'm going to find there's the initiative button. Here we go. So she rolled a 10.
Cool. So it rolled a 7. So, Tessina, this thing comes screeching down. You manage to duck, and it flies past you. So I'm going to place it... Oops. Oh my gosh. Actually swoops back over this way. And then let's go ahead and have everybody roll initiative. So give me just a second to get everybody to get a turn added and get rid of everybody's turns from before.
Do you want to see?
So, Gareth, if you want to roll your turn, you can.
Do you want Tessina to re-roll her initiative?
No, you can keep yours.
It had in the thing, and then I think it got erased. Ooh.
Oh,
hey,
sorry.
How about a
That's probably
13
my fault.
though for Tessina?
It's fine.
Cool.
Oh my gosh, so Princess Slobberchops goes 16.
Princess Slobberchops is gonna carry the party through.
Oh wait, no, he goes on Tessina's turn, doesn't he?
I defer to your how you want to do it.
I think that'll be easier. Let me roll for Evelyn.
Ooh.
Hey girl. Evelyn's really good at rolling initiative. And some of the things we falter a bit. I'm really excited. I've never used this creature before, so I hope it'll be really cool.
Here we go.
So, Gareth, Evelyn, your conversation is interrupted when this flying, scaly thing that has moss and feathers kind of coming off of its back and wings flies past. Let me find the thing and I can show you. It's really cool. Let's see.
1 second, honey. Will you leave it there for just another second?
Huh?
Weird. Is it so? It's like a wyvern lizard.
Yeah, I'm so glad you guessed that. So, you want to thank Kobold Press, Tome of Beasts, for our bonus creature tonight. So it's an amphipteryr. Hipteryr. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Anyway, so yeah, it's like a baby wyvern. I thought it was so cute. But it's a tiny wyvern. But it's medium, so it would still be relatively large.
Yeah. We're gonna
It's
try
just
to
with
kill
its cute
the
picture,
crap
I
out
don't
of
want
it.
it. Okay. just with its little picture, I don't want you to underestimate it, because it's...
Yeah, I don't plan on underestimating anything you throw at me. Gareth has already almost died twice, so... Overwhelming force.
Good idea. Let me put everybody in order. So, Evelyn sees this thing appear. And goes, ah! And so she is going to cast a scorching ray, I think.
Do it.
This is the one you just roll 3 times, right?
Yes.
2, 3. Okay. So, the first ray misses because Evelyn, over anticipates where the thing is going to be, and then, Pam! She strikes the baby wyvern twice, doing a substantial amount of damage the second time. So that's 6 and 12 is 18.
You rolled max damage on that.
Yeah. I keep forgetting to double check and make sure that it has registered her subclass the right way for spells. And so then how do I know for sure that it used that spell? D&D Beyond?
If you go into your spells, then one of your squares for the spell slot should be filled in. And if it's not, you can just click it and it'll fill it.
Just click it. Okay, cool.
It gets a little bit wonky sometimes with the talking between the Roll20 VTT and the D&D Beyond, but it does pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just sometimes I feel like I click it in the wrong place. But I want it to be as much in Roll20 as it can be. Cool. So, vroom. I think that's going to be Evelyn's turn. She is going to, I think, duck under the limb of this tree that it looks like she's standing on top of, just to shield herself from the thing a little.
Okay, cool.
So, Tessina, it is your turn.
Okay, so Tessina's going to do something a little bit unorthodox. She's going to see Evelyn kind of dive to the side, shooting fire at this thing, and she's going to point to her throat and cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
As an action. She can do it at will. And she's going to say, "Hello, Mr. Scary Thing. What do you need? We don't have any food, so go away, please. Okay, bye."
Okay.
I'm gonna do the Speak with Animals in the chat for you there on Roll20.
Thank you.
I don't know if this is a beast, but we're gonna try.
Okay. And Tessina, why don't you roll a charisma check? So persuasion or intimidation, depending on what it is that you're trying to accomplish.
Okay. I want to shout out Captain Mike82, who just started following us, found us on Twitter, and is starting to DM. So thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
So Tessina's going to roll I'm going to do Persuasion for her, if that's okay with you, DM, honey.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I would have guessed. But I can't remember her
Get
stuff.
out of here, please. Oh, nat 20 for a total of 24 on the Persuasion for the scary thing that we shot at. And for her movement, she's going to be making her way, I think, kind of away. 5, 10, 15, 20, and taking Princess Slobberchops with her if she can.
Okay. Is that what do you want Princess Slobberchops to do? You have the Tressum stat block, right?
Yes, maybe. Yes.
So it's not. Okay. A tiny monstrosity.
I have like the write-up about it, but I don't have any of the stats for the Tressum.
Okay. I'm gonna try one more time to show it to you. I don't know if it will let me show it to players. I think it's just because I already have. So Princess Silverchops can make an attack if you want. If Tessina wants him to go with her, then that's fine.
Let me see if the Tressum shows up in my D&D Beyond, and I can. It wants me to buy Storm King's Thunder. So
I'll get you a Tressum stat block later. So for right now, we just won't worry about it.
Perfect. Yeah. So they're gonna duck to the side. If Princess Silverchops can like fly up and kind of scratch this thing, then she totally would. Little chomp, little.
She can. Do you want her to do that?
Oh, this thing seems way scarier.
It is. Yeah. That's what I'm asking.
So.
Princess Silverchops is tiny. This thing is like bigger than Buck.
Okay. Maybe Princess Silverchops will just hang out with Tessina.
Okay. Cool. Gareth, it is your turn.
Okay, Gareth is going to do something awesome. And that awesome thing that he's going to do is... going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think this calls for a... Is it in the trees? Is it like partially obscured?
It's above the trees.
Okay.
And there would actually be more trees. So I think like the tallest canopy of this forest is not visible here, but I wanted you guys to be able to see where you are.
I like that. So Gareth is going to, as Evelyn is blasting on this creature, I think Gareth is going to step in and hears strange sounds coming from Tessina as she ducks into the forest. And I think Gareth is going to, using his shield of the Hidden Lord, drop his crossbow over top of it and aim, at the creature as it goes by, and try to shoot it.
Okay. Oh.
So we're gonna roll to hit. Here we go. Oh wow, terrible. 5.
That does not hit.
I see it in the tree branch.
Gareth, do you want to use your bonus action for anything?
Yes, I would like to use my bonus action to, I'm actually not going to use my bonus action. I think I am going to use more of my movement and say,
okay.
Evelyn, on me! And I'm trying to attract as much 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, I'm going to try to kind of... Gareth wants to be the target, He's going to run into the middle and go...
Gareth, I also need you to make the wisdom saving throw we discussed earlier with disadvantage.
Oh my goodness. What is this, honey? Wisdom saving throw, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I rolled a 6.
Okay. So, Gareth, on your next turn, you will attack the creature that is nearest by.
Princess Slobberchops?
And if you have to choose between one of your allies or the enemy creature, you have to pick an ally. So what's happening? This is the mechanic for it. As you miss with the crossbow, right? And so you feel the shield kind of waking up as this combat gets going. And it flares to life with this kind of intense burning anger. Kind of twists in your mind, and you kind of lose the differentiation between friend and foe.
Ooh, so the shield itself is kind of invading my consciousness, and I'm just freaking out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How terrible. I don't like the shield anymore. I want to get rid of it. Lucien can have it. If it makes me kill Slobberchops, what if I like turn around and I critted Slobberchops?
You have a rule about pets in our game.
That's true. It is important to figure out where the lines are. Okay, how horrifying.
I'm so sorry.
I think that ends my turn.
Hey, Gareth, is that your turn?
Yep.
So Tessina, this creature that you've talked to, kind of flaps its little bat wings, tilts its head to the side, and says, cat snack.
Awesome.
It's then going to swoop down toward Gareth. I'll let it attack you. How about that? Fine.
I love it.
Okay. It wants to get to the cat, but I'm assuming that you're kind of in the way.
Yeah, I would try to interpose if I could.
Yeah, that's really fine. So, it gets to roll twice. Oh my gosh, it rolled a 9. Does a 9 hit?
A 9 doesn't hit.
Okay, what about a 24?
A 24 just hits.
Okay. Let's see. 1d6 plus 10. So, Gareth, you take 13 points of mostly poison, but somewhat piercing and poison damage.
Ooh.
I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. Here's my con save. 18.
Okay, cool. So you are not poisoned. But I am going to say, here, if I just double check your shield really fast. Gareth, so as the shield has kind of twisted your mind, you do have an awareness of this ability to use fire.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can scare something away if you choose. With an aura of dread. So these are the kind of two thoughts twisting in your mind alongside this, with you not being sure about like the difference between friend and foe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think in this case it would seem like an intense paranoia where like the shield is here to protect you and you are surrounded by enemies.
Okay. Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
I have this Shield of the Hidden Lord sheet pulled up, and I'm only looking at the sentience category because I don't want to spoil anything. And it says that anytime during your turn, the shield can choose to radiate an aura of dread for 1 minute. This is not a power of the shield that you control. Oh, so are you driving the shield?
Wait, you weren't supposed to read the sentience part.
Oh, I thought. So I only know about the other thing.
It's okay. It's okay. I keep forgetting to make a thing for you, but you and Gareth can just separate. Just don't tell Gareth.
I'll just yeah. Gareth.
Sorry. So
Right.
What I'm trying to do with this mechanic is twisting the aura of dread to give Gareth a little bit more say over it.
Okay.
Because right now, there's still quite a bit of separation between Gareth and the shield, but it's kind of just testing its boundaries,
mm-hmm.
And it's going to be more active in a combat situation.
Cool.
So, Gareth, if you wanted to use this kind of firepower that you don't yet know or understand, or this kind of aura of dread to kind of blast everything away from you, I wanted you to have that option.
Okay. Cool.
So do you want to do that or no?
Well, it also says that it has to be on my turn.
But I'm the GM.
Yes. So sure, yeah. I mean, like if the shield could get in the mind of this crazy thing that's trying to eat our kitty cat and scare it, then that sounds good to me.
Okay, so it's actually going to have to happen to everything because right now you think everything is hostile to you. So, excuse me, I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
Tessina rolled a 15.
Okay.
Is Evelyn in the range?
Yes, just barely.
Dang.
So a 15 fails. Just what Evelyn rolled.
I'm not gonna have any friends.
I will roll for Princess Slobberchops. Who does not save either. So they are all... Sorry, I want to make sure I get this mechanic right. And if you don't say the creature is frightened until the start of its next turn. On a successful save, the creature is immune to this. Okay. So, cool. It is Evelyn's turn. Gareth is frightened of you, so she is going to spend her turn moving away. And she's going to make her attack against the little dude with disadvantage. And this time we're going to cast Ice Knife. And we miss. What a bummer.
If I remember Ice Knife, I think that even if it misses, the save still happens, and it can still, like, even if it misses, the splash damage can still hurt the...
Oops, I did it again. Of course, the second time I roll it, I roll a 20. Hit or miss, the shard then explodes. Okay, so yeah, Gareth, you and the thing need to make a dexterity saving throw. Okay, it saves.
5.
Okay, Gareth, you take...
Perfect.
3 points of cold damage.
So not only am I convinced that all of my friends are out to get me, they're also convinced
one of them
that
just
I
attacked
am
you.
Scary, and now Evelyn's shooting at me.
Mm-hmm.
The fire is shooting at us.
Tessina, it's your turn. You are frightened of Gareth.
What was the second thing you said? I'm sorry.
I said, and so is Princess Slobberchops.
Okay.
They're both frightened of you.
I think that she is going to look at Gareth with horror, and she's going to move into the woods a little bit more. And I think she's going to do her Mind Sliver spell on the creature.
Okay. So does it need to make a save?
So it needs to make a DC 14 intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, so what about a 5?
Well, a 5 is not going to save, so it takes 3 points of psychic damage, and as she kind of steps back into the woods, I think Tessina's holding up her icons. Oh, hey, Doug in Texas is now following us. Thanks, Doug. And she's going to say, you are not as scary as my friend is. And she's gonna, black shadowy crackling with electricity or something kind of forms around its little wyvern brain, and now the creature, if it makes a saving throw, it has to subtract a d4.
Cool. So, Gareth, it is your turn.
Okay. I think Gareth is...
And you'll notice, like, how positive it is that the aura of horror worked out.
You're right. I was worried that the aura of dread was going to have me punching my friends, but since the... So I have to use my action to attack the thing that's next to me because my friends aren't around.
You have to use your action to make some form of an attack.
Okay. Gareth is gonna swing his. He's gonna throw up his shield of the Open Lord and try to bash this thing with his hammer of Vulcan.
Okay, cool. Roll your attack.
And then he might use his fancy shove attack. So we'll see. Mace to the face. Here we go. Has a 23 for 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Ooh.
Okay.
Can I double check the dice it did? That's fine. I think this is actually going to be for 10 points of bludgeoning damage because he did his Blessing of the Forge.
Right. Well.
And he's going to use his bonus action to... I think he's going to use his bonus action to quaff a... He's going to use his bonus action to quaff a healing potion real fast. Is that okay? We usually play with rapid quaffing rules, so instead of taking an action to do it, he can use his bonus action. For 7 points of healing.
Nice.
And...
Okay.
I was really skeptical about that aura of dread, but that did totally work out.
And we can totally talk about and figure out a different sort of mechanic for the Shield of the Hidden Lord. I don't know that it's going to be the same every time either. So, but Gareth had no way of being prepared for it. Years later, you might guess that something happened while you were asleep. But for now, the one thing that wasn't scared by your aura of dread would like to know if a 17 hits.
Oh no, it doesn't hit.
Okay, what about a 10?
A 10 doesn't hit either.
Okay, so the poor baby wyvern lashes down with its giant teeth to try to snap you, or to try to snap at you. It swipes its stingy tail at your throat to try to zap you. And all else fails, it flies 60 feet away.
Whoa.
And
no.
You see over the treetops it join a friend.
Okay.
And the two of them keep going. Here from the woods. Gareth?
Am I feeling like myself again? Is that yes? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, yes, you are. Gareth, are you okay?
Yes, what was that thing?
I don't know. Your shield? Yeah, that's me. Or it went like this. She makes like a grimacy, scary face. And she's like holding Princess Flower Chops and kind of huddled away from you a little bit.
Wait, what do you mean? Does Gareth have an idea of what happened, or is he confused by...
So I think you'd be a little bit confused by it, but once she's saying that, the pieces kind of start to fall back into place. So I think, 30 seconds later, you can kind of put it together.
Evelyn, are you okay?
I'm all right. Are you? He walks back from around the corner of the street.
Yes. I think that we scared that thing off.
I agree. I think that Ticina might have persuaded it away as well. That whatever you said seemed very convincing. You just told it that it could not eat Princess Slobber Chops.
Diplomacy, often an overlooked avenue.
I think that boundaries are really important. I'm going to set one right now. Shield. And she kind of like crosses her arms and looks at your scary shield. Do not do that to me again.
Evelyn, did you have an experience with the shield?
The same thing she described, yes.
Can I talk to the shield? Like in my mind?
Mm-hmm.
Gareth is going to turn his his attention to the shield, and he's going to say, "All right, that's not okay. I thought that we were partners in this, and you can't be doing that."
What are you talking about? We are partners. Sorry, I can't remember how the shield talks, so this is how it talks right now.
Perfect. No, shield. You need to understand.
Hidden Lord.
You need to understand that you and I are partners. We have an arrangement, but I also have an arrangement with these people, and you were not to turn your attention to them ever again. And should you do that, I will consider that a breach of our partnership, and we shall have to part ways.
I thought that you needed my help.
I want your help.
Do you really think that these two and that thing can offer you more than I?
Princess Slobberchops is a well of power that is heretofore untapped. I trust Princess Slobberchops and Ticina and Evelyn a hell of a lot more than I trust you.
Very well. I've heard your request.
Hidden Lord.
Yes. Loyal subject.
I thought we settled on Shield Bearer.
Oh, my mistake. Yes, shield bearer. Look, nothing bad happened to your friends, did it?
I need you.
How was I to know they would be so squeamish?
I need you to understand that should you interfere with my partners again, I will leave you in a situation in which you will never get to the negative plane. Unless some of your powers include growing legs, you will be stuck. Do you hear me?
You hear this like really intense growl, but it's more like a groan or like the but it kind of also means all right. Roll an intimidation check, Gareth, for me.
Ooh. I love rolling intimidation checks. Here we go. Intimidation. Ah, come on.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 9.
Okay. Being that you are trying to intimidate is very intense. As you're kind of talking to it, you can see it's more like seeing in your mind's eye than like seeing it on the face of the shield, because the shield is still facing away from you. But you see kind of the flare of the dark eyes that seem like bottomless or like looking into an abyss that you assume that Evelyn, Ticina, and Princess Slobberchops experienced. Luckily for the baby wyvern, he was unaffected.
He's very brave.
He's very brave.
And really wanted to eat slobber chops.
Yeah, he was just really hungry. His friend was waiting for him.
You like Carolina's dramatic stretching?
Yeah, we're so cute.
I'm going to turn to Evelyn and Tessina and say, I apologize for what happened. It shouldn't happen again.
All right. We trust you.
I'm sorry, your mic didn't...
Hello, miss. Oh, Evelyn said that maybe this makes us even for yesterday.
For... What do you mean? Gareth says as they kind of resume their path towards the idle passage? Yes.
Yes. Evelyn clarifies, I just got the sense that you weren't that happy with me, so.
It's a difficult thing to hear, but... Oh no! So we're disconnected at the moment, but... Oh, we're starting to come back. Aww. I can't hear you. The music's a little bit loud for me. Oh, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're back.
Cool. Am I here too?
Yeah, you're here and everything. I can hear you and everything.
Hey.
Oh my goodness.
How exciting. I think it has to happen 4 times every stream.
At least 4 disconnects and maybe a little bit of freezing in the video just to make sure that it's like it adds to the authenticity of the experience, I think. Probably.
Don't pretend you're in the 2020s. Pretend you're in the 20 zeros.
20 zeros.
I think that it was a missed opportunity to not call them that. Personally. Is the volume on the music better?
I don't hear any music right now. Oh, now I can hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear it. It's good.
Cool. Okay. Let me pop out our window and then we... Yay!
Captain Mike 82 said the nicest thing.
Oh yeah, what was it?
Yeah, that they are really appreciating our social interaction and our voices and things.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. This face is not at that. It's about this like child crying in my.
I was gonna say it sounded way
nice,
more
thank
festive
you.
than Lucien's warlord stronghold that I was expecting.
I wanted it to sound like I wanted it to sound like kind of like creepy happy, but it was like just happy, but then it like there was like some sort of crying or screaming. But that's so nice of them to say thank you. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Bum, bum, bum. And I'll have to change the music in a second, I think. Thick forest trail slopes uphill as you travel through the afternoon. It grows rockier as it increases in incline. Up ahead, you catch a glimpse of a walled fortress with guard towers built into the protective side of the edifice. Dun dun dun.
I think we've made it.
And so I found this picture of like this kind of city castle place on a hill. And so in the center of this area is a really large towering manor house / castle. And then there are homes and buildings you see kind of built around into the wall. There are also several different guard towers built into the wall. So in some places you see arrows poking out of slits, in other places you see a pike moving back and forth. But it also seems like there are fortifications here that maybe aren't being as actively patrolled as they could be.
Okay. Do you think that we should go approach the gate and say we're here for a meeting?
Sure. I don't know what else we would do. Honey, if you don't like my picture, I can just get a different one.
Oh, I wish...
You can't see it from down there.
Oh. I didn't mean to... I just thought...
I didn't know what you were drawing at first.
It looks crazy. It doesn't look good. We can agree to that.
Okay, let's leave it there. This is Lucien's castle. He's going to be so upset. Personally. Okay,
Lucien's
so
gonna
travel around to the side. They call me the overkill killer. So the road winds up as you go nearer, and it leads you to a gatehouse with a double set of iron doors, and a guard kind of steps outside as you approach. He's wearing all black and gold.
Black and gold, that's cool. The guard, do they appear human? Are they helmeted or masked or anything?
He is wearing kind of a small helmet. You would guess that he's human. He's at least of a human bloodline, so.
Okay. So yeah, I think I would approach kind of hands out to the side and say,
Evelyn kind of elbows you as you're getting nearer and says, remember that we're traitors, so it's okay to act like you have something to hide. Just don't act like you're about to kill someone. Like you might be ready to do it. You know, balance.
I'll be cool.
I believe in you. Okay.
Greetings, sir. We have nothing to hide.
Hey. You probably should leave then. What are your names? Are you expected?
I don't believe that we are expected, but...
I'm Calvin.
Hello, Calvin. I am Mr. Gareth Stosdag, and these are my associates. We have come on an urgent matter of business.
Intriguing. How urgent? Are you not here to enjoy yourselves, relax, and take some time away from the weight of the war?
I kind of shoot a glance over my shoulder at Evelyn and Tessina and stumble on and say, I'm sure that I've always found that business and pleasure go hand in hand. So, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I am eager to meet the renowned trader Lucien.
You will have to have something very, very special up those sleeves of yours, if you want that to happen. But we're happy to let you in. How long do you intend to stay?
I am afraid that our engagement will have to be somewhat truncated at this juncture, but
Sure.
at least overnight, I would expect.
Wonderful. Well, I'll put in a word for you at the Golden Lion, and they'll have rooms ready for you. You'll find it to the right of the town square. If you want to proceed into the largest, most important building in our lovely little place here at the Idle Passage, ask for Drex.
Drex.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you, Calvin.
You're welcome.
So we fearlessly proceed in, and I think that Gareth is going to be keeping his head on a swivel, looking to see what kind of people deal with Lucien, and we will make our way to the Golden Lion.
No, so the Golden Lion is the inn where he's going to put in a word for you. It's to the right of, like, the castle. So you're going to, like, walk in, and then I'm going to have you roll a perception check. But you're going to walk in, and, oh, you don't have to delete your little castle.
It's gone.
Okay.
It's
You're going to walk
anyway.
in, and there are a couple different, so the main street kind of leads onto a couple different courtyards as you go, but it primarily leads straight onto the castle, which takes up most of the, I guess, visual space here, unless you turn and you have this huge view over a large part of the island. It's very, very impressive. So as you kind of head out here, you see the Golden Lion to your right, where Calvin said he would put in word that you are staying, and then ahead you see a couple of guards standing outside of the castle.
Okay. Is this a residential area? Are there people around?
Before, I want you to roll a perception check, but I wanted you to have a general idea of what you're looking at. I tried to make a map, but it turned out not well, so.
Perception check. A whopping 7.
Okay.
I need to start remembering my by the flame in the forge and pulling some Vulcan guidance.
So it's not totally clear. I mean, it looks like most towns kind of look. You do see about half of the people walking around are in hoods. You see plenty of black-clad guards. You also see other people in kind of some different colors and uniforms who you assume are likely guards, and they tend to be escorting or walking next to a cloaked person. You see several different taverns on your way in, which is kind of remarkable considering the size of the space. And you hear laughter and music, lots of boisterousness, especially for, I don't know, what would be like 4 p.m. on a Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday in a fantasy world.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. Now I want tacos. Okay, so can I ask a clarifying question? The folks that are in the cloaks, they seem to be escorted by the guards that are dressed in the same like livery as Calvin was?
You see a couple different types of guards. You see people in cloaks. You see normal people walking around. With your 7, that's what you can pick up.
Perfect. Okay, so I think that we will... Calvin probably hasn't had a chance to go put in a word at the Golden Lion yet, so I think that we're going to aim at the big, impressive edifice central building and see if we can't just, maybe Lucien has a free 5 minutes in his schedule.
Maybe. So you guys walk up to the castle, and I feel like there's it's almost like a line of chain or something that kind of barricades the entryway. And so you see guards stationed at the end of the line, as well as a couple standing in front of the doors of the castle that are closed. And so one of the guards kind of waves you up and, afternoon, sir, can we help you?
Yes, I'm Master Gareth Stowsdack, and I've traveled a very long distance in order to speak with Master Lucien over an important business matter that he will want to hear about.
And he will want to hear about it because
It's incredibly lucrative, and it's a bit of a time-sensitive issue, as you might imagine. I would hate for him to lose out on the ability to partake in a piece of this deal.
certainly Lucien does not like to lose out. What is the nature of this deal, Master Stowstack?
Well, I am a master smith, a forger of incredible and wondrous arms and armor. And I have recently crafted something that I just know that he would be interested in.
Do you need to roll a deception check?
I absolutely need to roll a deception check. Oh, come on. 9?
Let me roll her. All right. Well, I doubt that you can get in to see Lucien. He deals with very exclusive clientele only, but I'm sure we'd be happy to set you up with one of his traders. There's a gentleman by the name of Arthur inside, who I'm positive that would be more than happy to talk to you about your, I don't know, hammer or something.
Well, I dare say, sir.
It's a lady.
Oh, sorry, the facial hair confused me. I wonder. I'm not only interested in offering Master Lucien the opportunity of a lifetime, but I am also interested in purchasing things as well. And I give him like a wink.
Make a persuasion check, Winky Gareth.
Oh, by the flame of the forge.
I don't actually cast any magic. I feel like that would be a bad idea. 18.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Gareth would know, but it just left me. Lucien's lieutenant that we're gonna deal with likely is.
You're supposed to ask to deal with Drax.
So Drex is at the Golden Lion, but he just gave me a name of one of Lucien's lieutenants.
Calvin suggested that you ask for Drax when you're trying to get into the castle.
I'm talking about like 30 seconds ago. The guard that I'm talking to right now just mentioned one of Lucien's lieutenants.
Oh, Arthur?
Arthur, okay.
They mentioned someone named Arthur. They did not say it was one of Lucien's lieutenants.
He said a traitor. Yeah.
Sure. Ask the guard at the gate for Arthur, and we'll see if he can work you in your schedule, and speak with Arthur about the information that you'd be most interested in purchasing. Please keep in mind that trades are optional as well, and they gesture for you to go on past them down the kind of the little row.
Yes, thank you. You've been more than gracious, and I
back up and I don't know.
Evelyn clears her throat if you continue to grovel.
I don't grovel the whole way. There's like a little bit of groveling, and I'm aiming for somewhere in between actual groveling and.
As you grovel, you hear.
Yes. Was that too much?
Who's in the power position?
Lucien.
You.
Oh. Damn it.
Well, here's your chance to try again. Evelyn says as you guys reach the second set of guards standing in front of the castle. Name.
Gareth Stosdak to see Arthur.
Just like fifth today, he's not going to be happy about it. Well, I don't make a schedule, do you? No? Well, we do, kind of. They kind of giggle to themselves, scratch your name down on a paper. All right. In the door, up the stairs to your right, go to the third floor, knock on the second door on the left. If you have a cookie, Arthur likes those. Best of luck to you. And they open the doors.
So we step inside Lucien's. This is like Lucien's castle, right? That we're walking into?
You step.
Okay.
You step into. And sorry, so the castle is like this gray stone. It's very pretty. You step into a white marble entryway with gold details kind of scattered around the room. So you see some statues, some kind of like onyx chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, or maybe not onyx, maybe it's like more of a steel. I don't know. One of those two things. So there's some obsidian something somewhere around the room. To your right, relatively immediately, is a carved set of stone stairs that kind of spirals up to, and not spirals, but I guess kind of winds. So you know how some like fancy castles, the stairs will sweep out and go to the same place? Here, the stairs sweep in and go to two separate halls. And you can see the balcony of the kind of far hall up ahead of you, but it's not clear if the two ever meet. So you see that. Roll a second perception check for me.
Perception check. Here we go. This is going to be the one. I rolled an 8.
Okay.
This was not the one.
Oh, sorry, Carolina. Scared us. Sorry. Sorry, give me 1 second. Gareth, as you are looking around, you do see people kind of milling around the halls. And then ahead of you appears, as if out of nowhere, this very beautiful woman with blue skin and long, dark blue hair. I would like you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh my goodness. So much is happening. Charisma saving throw. Totally got this. 12.
You find yourself pulled toward this person, able to stop yourself. And will you roll a charisma saving throw for Tessina too?
Yes. Tessina's charisma saving throw is... Also 12.
So Gareth, you and Tessina both are like immediately drawn toward this person.
Oh no.
And these two strong hands seize the back of your coats, like the back of your cloaks. Evelyn says, "Let's leave the sirens alone." And she kind of yanks you towards the stairs.
You don't understand.
What would you like to do?
Oh, I think he would just bat her hand off of his cloak.
Are you trying really hard?
Not really.
Okay. If you get yanked toward the stairs. Up you go. Evelyn shoves you in the back.
What's your name? He says over his shoulder to the siren.
Most beautiful giggle you've ever heard in the hall.
I need a pen.
Okay, so you go up the hall. You go up the stairs. Is that okay?
Yeah, how's Tessina doing?
Go up the stairs. She's... Well, I just don't think that's fair to the lady. She was so beautiful, and Princess Fluttershops really wants to meet her. Or she's just talking like as fast as she can. I don't want to go up these stairs. Who is Arthur? Why are we even going to see him? You guys go up the stairs, and you come into a sunlit hallway where the kind of full afternoon light is blazing into this space, and you see kind of lined down the hall some relatively plain wooden doors. You go to Arthur's door.
We go to Arthur's door.
Okay. You knock. What happened?
I take the knock action and...
Okay. Roll to knock. I miss the door. Okay. You take the knock action. Oh, come in.
Alright, be cool, everybody. By the flame of the forge. Yes, hello.
And so, Gareth, on the other side of the door, you see I'm going to say like a goblinoid man. I think probably like a bugbear or something along those lines, but more like the Beast and Beauty and the Beast, like just really hairy. But he's in, but not so like wolf-like, because he has like really short bottom legs. So this person I think would be a little bit more like a bear, but not a bear person. I'm sorry, this description is... Anyway, and he's in like a very nice like dress shirt, vest with his little pocket watch and some dress pants. Do come in. Have a seat, please. How can I be of assistance? I'm Arthur, and he extends a large paw out to you.
Greetings, Arthur. I am Master Gareth Stolzdak from Respite, and I walk across and I take his paw in my paw, and I give it a shake, and I say, I had been hoping to meet with your partner, Lucien. Would it be possible for us to deal... Are you authorized to deal on his behalf?
To some extent, sure. Sort of little trinket or something that you would like to trade in, find its magical value. Are you here for a tome? Are you here for a nice time and are shy about asking for it?
Oh.
How can we help you?
Well, I met a woman on the way up here. Her name was...
And I think Gareth does an awkward giggle.
Do you know who that is?
She had blue... You said blue hair?
She had blue hair, and she...
Isn't that right, Tessina? I think like Gareth would try to throw it over to Tessina, who could also...
She had blue hair, and she was wearing a pink ring, and she had like a little nose ring, and then, yeah, Tessina goes into too much detail. That's plenty. Yes, I am aware of whom you're asking after. I believe she is currently engaged for the day, but I can try to arrange a time in her calendar tomorrow, although I must say that she stays rather busy.
Of course, even just the opportunity, right? You said that Princess Slobberchops wanted to meet her, just to say hello.
What a curious creature. Slobber chops?
Part of that cut out. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. He said, "What a curious creature." Gareth, roll an insight check.
I'm rolling an insight check, and the insight check result is coming right now, and it is 11.
Okay. Arthur seems to be much more interested in you and your party now that he has seen Princess Slobberchops.
Oh no. Okay.
But that's not the primary reason that we came by. We have a business proposition for Lucien.
Right. Why don't you go ahead and just spell it out for me, and we'll see if it seems to be worth Lucien's while. No offense, of course. You understand that we deal on quite a large scale here. You can kind of work your way up.
Of
See how the
course.
first few bargains go.
Yes. Listen, I'm here for something. You, as a man of business, you understand that I'm not here for charity. What I need is could be a little bit unsavory.
Interesting.
Is that, am I in the right place?
Yes.
Well,
How about we skip ahead to the real questions that you want to ask?
for reasons of business,
You're not.
I need to understand the affliction of the refugees from Beacon. I need to understand it,
Right.
and I need to know how to address it so that I can monopolize on it.
Why is it that you think that we here have some sort of knowledge about it?
Oh, I was under the impression that this was the place where one could find intelligence, knowledge, information. It's possible that I've been misled. If you don't have the resources and the intelligence, then we can be on our way. And I'd kind of gesture to the party, like kind of like
Evelyn stands up. Well, hold on just a moment. What is it that you are prepared to give in exchange for this information?
Well, I happen to be a smith of some, let's say, above average proficiency. I have the ability to create arms and armor of incredible value. And I have a piece that is particularly special that I thought that Lucien might have interest in.
I see it.
Well, I didn't bring it with me, but it's nearby.
Where?
Nearby, somewhere safe.
I really thought that you had something interesting there for just a moment. Besides this, really a tressum. It's fascinating. I will bid the three of you good day. Then, thank you. Good day. Out you go.
I don't understand. You're just throwing us out?
You seriously arrived empty-handed, expecting to see Lucien based on the force of your own personality, some sort of believability that you've sought to cultivate.
Listen, Arthur, I thought that this was a first meeting. You said that we were working our way up. I'm not going to show the item that I have to one of Lucien's underlings. It is for you and I to have an accord and understanding of one another moving forward so that we can have bigger and better conversations later on.
All right. Well, we'll see for those later conversations.
Let me show you a token item of... so that you can rest assured that I'm not some crazy hack coming out of respite with stars in my eyes and dreams of making some big deal for no... based on nothing.
All right.
So... I think that Gareth is going to... he's going to do something awesome.
Hmm.
I think that he is going to... okay, so he is going to cast a spiritual weapon...
Okay.
in the corner, and he's going to imitate with his hammer the movements and actions of the spiritual weapon in order to make it seem that like his hammer is extending itself or like projecting itself into another space.
Okay. So does that spell have somatic components?
Probably. Hold on a second. Spiritual weapon. Verbal and somatic.
Roll a sleight of hand check, which is actually a sleight of tongue check.
Oh my goodness. Come on.
Did you roll?
No, I didn't yet. Sleight of hand? I get -1. Because it's dexterity. So here we go. Ooh, not bad. 17 total.
He kind of like lowers his glasses down onto his nose. That is a neat little trick. I like that it looks so much like the one you're holding. It's kind of cute. Sure, we could do something with it. Does it have to be a hammer?
No, it can be anything. Do I realize that he has seen through my ruse?
Oh, would you like to roll an insight check?
Yes, I would like to roll an insight check. So stressed out dealing with Arthur. 12.
Okay, so you still beat his roll. I'm sorry, I must have done that wrong. So he does not see through your ruse. He thinks that what you're doing is interesting.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That's part of the point. I think it's hard to tell when someone's lying to you and when someone's being genuine.
Got you.
He doesn't say, like, I saw you cast that spell.
Okay. Well, then can I revise what I was saying based on that insight check? Okay. So I think that it's going to say it can change a little bit, but I mean, the hammer is what it is, so...
So you couldn't make an axe that does this.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant this particular weapon of great importance and power. Can it be an axe? No, it's a hammer. Now I understand. I can make you an axe that does this. I can make you a sword that does this. This is a hammer of force projection.
Fascinating. Might I?
I, again, said that we were in the preliminary stages of an accord, an understanding. I've shown you mine. Now I hope that you will show me yours.
He giggles at that. He chuckles. Very well. I will put in some inquiries as to acquiring that information for you. Though, of course, being business-minded persons as we are, we would like to know how you plan to profit from said information, so that if you are working on a brilliant venture, we can get in alongside it. Let me make an appointment for you to speak with one of my associates tomorrow. I will also see as to whether or not Lorelai has any space in her schedule, and I will bid you farewell for now. They should have arranged some sort of residence for you while you are here at the front gate. Did that happen?
Yes, indeed.
Wonderful.
So we will be in the care of Drex at the Golden Lion.
Oh, I keep telling you.
Oh, I keep being
Drex
confused.
is not at the Golden Lion. I know, that's why I feel bad. Drex is the person you were supposed to go see at the castle.
Oh, why are we talking to Arthur?
Because you wouldn't ask to go see Drex.
I thought Drex was the Golden Lion. I think he was like our innkeeper.
I told you 3 times. I told you 2 times before.
Arthur, do you know an individual named Drex?
Yes, I do. He works on the other side of the castle from me.
We have a follow-up appointment with him.
Are you sure you don't want to just meet with him tomorrow? After you've had a chance to acquire this whatever you've left somewhere safe. Do bring that to your secondary appointment.
Yes. Very well. We shall talk to Drex on the morrow. And he mentioned somebody named Lorelai. Do I think that she's like a scheduler, or is she
Siren?
The Siren. Okay, cool. I'm sorry I made you did I make you invent Arthur because I misunderstood what was going on?
So I invented Arthur so that you would have like a kind of tertiary person that you could pretend to be going to see. And then I thought when you got to the second set of people that you would ask for Drax. I was really impressed with what Gareth was doing until he then did go ask to see Arthur. And no offense to Arthur, he's very nice. Takes care of plenty of things.
Doug suggests that I should keep better notes. It's true.
Honey. I can also make you, I can make you a list of the people, but there are, lots of people and lots of, there's a lot happening.
I've got a whole sheet of, there are 10 words on it. Okay, so the Lorelai's the Siren. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, Gareth, I would like to know what you want to do next, and I think that we'll probably stop there for tonight. But at least what your plan is after leaving Arthur's office.
Leaving Arthur's office, I think that we're going to go to the Golden Lion, and we're not going to talk to Drex, because Drex is not at the Golden Lion. He is in the castle with Lucien.
Mm.
We're going to go to the Golden Lion. We're going to find accommodation. I think we would have some nice fancy dinner and some adult beverages, but not too much. I think Gareth is going to be kind of wary too, because we're in a little bit of a sketcho situation. And I think that night he's going to use his forge ability. He's going to lay out some ball bearings, and he's going to create a sword that looks super fancy, but it's just like a long sword.
Okay.
And that's going to be the item of great power, hopefully tomorrow, when we have a meeting.
Okay. I think it's cute that you're like following around where all the people tell you to go.
You think that I'm what now?
Following all the people where they're telling you to go.
Oh, instead of like striking out on my own and exploring this town?
I don't know. I just think that Gareth is funny. Okay, so that's where we will pick up. I think we'll pick up with like leaving Arthur's office at the beginning of our next session. Does that work for you?
That works for me. Now you've put the idea in my head to go exploring this town some more, so we might do that.
I'm not trying to question what it is that Gareth would do.
No, I know. I just like, I don't know how much of it is Gareth and how much of it is me, who is like a law and rules oriented person. So we'll find out next time on Tales of Eldura. Do you want to talk to our patrons?
Yes. Thank you so much, patrons, for sponsoring our stream and supporting our work. It should be tomorrow. We have 2 adventures coming your way. I just need to put the kind of final touches on them. And they are revised from previous adventures. So it's 2 that have been combined that are really cool, and the one that's been revised. And so we will have those for you guys tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. One of them is one of my very most favorite ones. I think it was Seek Not the Treasure, or that was part of it, with the treasure map. So much fun. Okay. That's it for Tales of Eldura for this week. Please join us again next Friday at 7 p.m. And if you like our stuff, please like and subscribe and do all the things. The video will be up on Monday. Thanks for...
You can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/GroveGuardianPress.
That's the one. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. It's super fun to like play D&D, and then it's also super fun to know that people are out there enjoying our stuff. So
Thank you, Twitch friends.
thank you all so much. Have a beautiful evening. Bye.